All right, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Zubermind. I hope all of y'all doing well out there. So, let's talk about this viewbotting situation that's going on online. Now, if you guys haven't been under a rock, you've been paying attention to social media, especially all you content creators out there. Now, Twitch has put out that they're cracking down on viewbotting. Now, they've seen a 24% drop in their viewership right off the bat because of viewbotting. And everybody knows, for the most part, that makes content, that they have people out there that are buying these viewbots. That's how they're getting views. That's how they're staying at the top of whatever genre in the gaming space that they choose to play games in. That's how they're staying at the top. That's how they're getting noticed by real people. So now that the viewbotting is cracked down, you've seen all these creators tanking, especially like in the Call of Duty community. I'm a long-time Call of Duty player, retired now, but long-time Call of Duty player. This last game was my last game. But with that said, granted, things that's going on with Call of Duty, people are getting tired of cheaters, things like that. Now you got people that are getting, their views taken away because viewbotting is going. So all these fake Call of Duty content creators, which are fake content creators, they are out there suffering now. Their viewership is dropping. Pretty soon their money's gonna be drying up. And that's a whole thing I always like to tell people that I talk to that create content. Just don't fake it. Go out there and make real stuff. Now, I do know people that have in the past, they've bought views. I do know people that have bought followers as well. And there comes a time when the reset button's gonna happen, and that seems like that's happening right now. Now, with that said, you got a bunch of creators out there that are not only on Twitch but on YouTube having the same problem. I think YouTube is cracking down on the viewership, view bots for all the viewership that's going on as well. Because I've seen a very, very popular tech channel, probably the second most popular tech channel on YouTube, talking about, their views are low, their views are down. Now, if they weren't participating in viewbotting themselves, why would they go from 1 million, 1.5 million views per video down to like 300,000? That's kind of fishy if you weren't participating in it. And this channel went out, they reached out to YouTube, and YouTube basically was saying make better content. But the only funny thing was, and this is the thing that I tell people, they know behind those doors what you're doing. So they called and talked to YouTube, I guess, or contacted them, and YouTube was like, hey, you got to make better content. That's all we can really give you to go off of. But with that said, they noticed that they still were getting about the same revenue from the views that they were actually getting. So that goes to say, if your views got cut down so much and YouTube is still paying you about the same amount of money for your viewership that you're getting currently, that means all the time they knew that 1 million or 1.5 million people that you had, supposedly viewing your channel were fake. So they weren't paying you for that the whole time. They just weren't letting you know that. And that's the thing I think a lot of content creators or new content creators that want to jump in gotta start realizing. You need to analyze these platforms, be on the lookout. And if you're one of those people that are buying followers or buying views, you need to really rethink that, because you're not getting actual statistics to grow off of. You're getting fake stats. And when you do that, you're going to run into problems like, my channel's not getting any views anymore. That's because some of your data was based off of fake views or, fake followers that you purchased. And, like Gary Vee said, maybe 2 years ago to this day, probably, he said, all the fakes are going to get found out sooner or later. And when that day comes, all the real ones that haven't been cutting corners and doing it the right way, they're going to rise up and they're going to be the winners. So, with that said, now is the time. If you're newer to the space, you want to create content and you want to build something, like now probably a great time for you to jump in there, because a lot of these big dogs are getting knocked down to their knees. And with that said, they're right back down there with you, trying to go around, fighting for views. So don't feel like it's too daunting to go up against all these, photographers or content creators or whatever space you're in. Somebody that's making content in that space and they got all these views and things like that, they're getting knocked down to their knees. So it's like the reset button got hit. So go out there, make your content, pay attention to what's going on in your surrounding, pay attention to the playing field that you're in. But this could be a great time for you to get in and start growing. And granted, if some of these big dogs that were buying views start falling and they can't get back up and they die out, maybe you'll be one of the channels to rise up. Or on some of that viewership, when these channels do die out, maybe they'll come to you, some of it, and that'll help you grow. But with that said, I'm not wishing nothing bad on no channels. I hope everybody adjusts and grow, and the advertisers that were pulling all their money out of the platforms to make this happen, I hope they start investing in smaller creators that are genuine and start building a genuine audience. They don't have to have 100,000 and crazy type of followers. As long as their content is reaching people and making numbers, hopefully these ad agencies and things like that, and these brands will reach out and start connecting with these people, especially while they're smaller. If I was a company that had money and things like that, I probably would definitely get in with some of these content creators and create a relationship with them while they're small. Grow together and y'all can do great things together. So with that said, if you're a content creator out there, get to work, get it popping. Don't be scared. Get out there, get in front of the camera. I know it seems daunting to do this, but you'll get used to it after a while. You will get used to talking in front of the camera. You will not be scared. You will look right in this camera and talk to it just like I'm doing with you right now. So get out there and make your content. Pay attention to your recipe, man, your consistency. Pay attention to your aesthetic. Pay attention to the content you're putting out and the direction you're going. And keep stirring that pot. All right, y'all. Until next time, it's been your boys over mine. Peace.